I do not like the Mighty Ducks movies because there is no reverence to hockey in those films. And it's
Mhm.
something why I love Mystery Alaska. Is Mystery Alaska a flawed experience? Sure. I love it. I recognize the narrative issues there.
Mhm.
But that is a film that has a deep reverence for the sport, a
Sure.
deep, deep love for the sport. And I think that is very much the case with Inside Out too,
Oh, I agree. I agree.
because
I could sense
it,
it for
it, it
sure.
comes through in the characters and the way they, the way we see them on the ice. But in the detail within the animation. So like the
Mhm.
way these characters skate, the way they move, the mechanics of it all,
Yeah.
I think is incredible. It's really fantastic. The puck handling, the deking, the shooting, the opening sequence
Mhm.
of this film and the game-winning goal. This thread the needle moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the hairs on my neck stood up. It was
Well, see, like
absolutely
this is not a
fantastic.
surprise. This is not a surprise for Pixar, right? Because we've talked about this before, and I think we even mentioned this on episode 590. So for those who listened to that episode, apologize if this is just us regurgitating something we already said there. But Pixar is very much known for looking at the little details to get those little details right, depending on
Hmm.
what that thing is. So in this case, with Inside Out 2, it's getting the details of hockey right. In the case
Hmm.
of a movie like Coco, it's getting the musicality right. As a musician, I'm sitting there watching someone play the acoustic guitar, and I could see by their left hand, oh, that is a D chord. And I could tell by my relative pitch that that is in the key of D. So
Hmm.
I could see the fingerings are right. So they did their homework. Apparently, when they made
Yeah.
Ratatouille, they had real rats on set watching their movements to get the movements right.
Yeah.
So, if anything, this just continues the ethos of Pixar in
No,
getting those
yeah,
details right.
absolutely. And they do get the details right. I love this threading the needle moment. It's
Hmm.
a great moment that works for the cohesion of those three characters, friends on the ice, and how they work together.
Right.
This is an absolutely fantastic moment, and I do love the details here. Again, the mechanics, the skating. It is, of course, amplified to a Pixar level, but the
Hmm.
mechanics, however, are true to form,
Yeah,
and they
absolutely.
don't overdo it. It's not overly cartoonish. There is a sense of realism as far as a
Hmm.
Pixar movie can go, anyway, that I
Sure.
really deeply admire. So you very much get it here. Like this is the awe-inducing moment that comes with this sequence.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about this one. For those on YouTube, for our audio listeners, you need to go to
We
YouTube to
apologize.
see
We
these.
apologize.
Like I'll do my best to describe these, but you can also go to YouTube to watch this. So this is a goal where Riley scores. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I love a couple of things about this. Now, I took this screenshot in the middle of her shooting, and you can tell because the puck is kind of there in the middle of the frame, the
Yeah.
little
Yeah, I can
blurry
see that.
black thing. But when you look at the goalie, and I mentioned this on Twitter, but in case you missed it, I freaking love this. Now, I played goalie my entire life until I got hurt. So looking at this as a goalie, this is fantastic. So she is going down to the butterfly. You see the pads are in perfect position. The blocker is up. The glove is in the right spot. She's
Mhm.
square to the shooter. There is nothing this tender could do any differently. Riley just scores this goal because she's a great shooter. Now, it is a
Mhm.
breakaway, so she's right in front of the
So she has
goalie.
the
There's no
edge, yeah.
defense to help her out.
Yeah.
But in terms of just facing off against the shooter, she's square, she's not moving. Like this is a level of detail that you can't do accidentally. You can't.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
took someone to know what they're doing. And then I took another screenshot. So this is after they scores, after she scores, you can see that the netting kind of had moved. And
Yeah.
again, like the way the blocker is, the way the right pad is extended,
Mhm.
that is true to form. That is someone that took the time
That's amazing. That's amazing.
to watch how goalies move, especially at that age, because we're talking about youth players,
Mm-hmm.
and rendering it in a manner that has a sophisticated level of detail.
Mm-hmm.
This is not simple animation here. As far as the hockey goes, you can debate all the other stuff all you want. But
Yeah,
as
I
far
will
as the
agree with you on
hockey
the
stuff
hockey. Yeah, I would.
goes, this
And
is
it's more
fantastic
so
work.
the detail itself, and maybe like the wow factor is that the level of detail is accurate. It's the accuracy of it that we have to applaud. That
Yeah,
because it clearly showcases that they did their research,
they did.
and I will compliment them on that.
And the other thing too, I love about going back to the second screenshot that I have here. I love the ice. Uh, I love the ice kind of coming uh, off of her skate there as she
Mm-hmm.
leans into it, because she's putting weight onto that right leg in order to get power into her hips and into her shot.
Yeah.
So
So
you
she's
see,
adjusting accordingly. She's
so
prepping accordingly.
yes, so you see the ice on her right skate, because the left one is in the air, obviously, because
Right.
she's putting all her momentum into her stick. So the ice around her right skate is coming into the air because her right
Mm-hmm.
edge would have hit the ice at such an angle that it would have spit out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they include that in this shot. Like, that is incredible. Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you're not looking for it and you don't know why, you're not going to see it. Like, they could
Yeah.
have excluded that, no one would have known or cared. But it's
But of
the
course,
fact that it's
yeah.
there is wild to me. Like, that's because that is a level of detail that they put into this.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary.
Well, yeah, and like I said, they've done that in their music films too. I sit
Mhm.
back and watch the main character in Soul play the piano. It's like, yes, that's a jazz chord. I know it is. Didn't have to be,
Yeah,
but it was.
yeah,
So same principle applies
yeah,
here. So I
yeah.
appreciate their level of detail in their
Yeah,
research.
exactly. And it's why, like, I love the sequence when Riley goes out there and practices early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
gets to the rink before everyone else. Like, that whole
Yeah.
sequence is rendered beautifully as well. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's the skating, the motion of shifting from side to side, and
Right.
all of
Right.
that is fantastic. The shooting and how all of that works mechanically,
Mm-hmm.
it's really
Mm-hmm.
great. And so the film had built up trust in that regard. I would have
Mm-hmm.
responded either way. There's no doubt
Sure.
about it. But
Sure.
the fact that they built it up in such an authentic way that when Riley goes to the penalty box for completely bodying her friend, by the way,
I
I
know
forget
that
which
was.
friend it was,
I think it
but
was. Was it Grace? It may have
I
been
think it was
Grace.
Grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She completely destroys Grace and just
Yeah.
body checks her to the ground. Honestly, it was a good check. Like, I know she went to the box for it,
I
but
know, but it was true to form though,
it
right?
was true. Like, you could argue it was a little dirty, but
But
I
hockey's a
don't know.
dirty sport.
I don't want to say dirty, but it's
Yeah,
physical.
yeah,
It is a physical
it's
sport.
perceivably
I think
dirty.
you could argue it was a clean hit. Now,
Mhm.
at that point, she had been playing pretty selfishly, and
Yeah.
you could argue that her getting to that moment was completely unnecessary because she wasn't
Mhm.
utilizing her teammates at all.
Mhm.
Really, she goes to the penalty box for being a selfish brat more so
Yeah,
than
which
the
is
than
which
the
which is
than the
which is
than the hit.
earned.
Which is very much earned, and then she goes into the state of panic. So it all works cohesively with the
Yeah.
emotional and
Yeah.
dramatic through lines of the film, as we talked about earlier. But that's
Right.
where, like, when she comes out on the other side of that panic attack, and she's like, you know what? I love this game, and I just want to skate with my friends.
Yeah.
I had such a deep visceral reaction to that. That is, it is absolutely on par with how I responded to Inside Out.